If you've been wondering if luxury all-inclusive resorts are actually worth the extra money, I've started to wonder the same thing. And I know I'm always telling you guys, spend a little bit more money and you can get a much better experience. But is that always true? So that's why I'm making this video where I'm going to break down the real differences between luxury and budget all-inclusive resorts, when it makes sense to go luxury versus budget. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you my top 5 all-inclusive resorts that I think give you the best bang for the buck. Now, the first difference is obviously the price. And I think some people are going to say that's really the only thing that's going to qualify the difference between luxury versus budget resorts. And I'm going to say that is not necessarily true, which is why I'm making this video, because price is very subjective. Price changes throughout the year depending on the season, and everyone has different budgets. There are other factors that separate all-inclusive resorts, which is why I always say you have to do your research, watch videos like this one, but really understand what it is that you are looking for in an all-inclusive vacation, because it could be very different from what I am looking for. And that's really why I started this channel, because I know the process is so overwhelming. And by making videos like this, I think it's going to help you understand that more and then make the better resort choice for you. Let's get into some of those other differences that you're going to see between these two types of resorts. And I guess I should qualify myself first. In case you are new here, I have stayed at well over 30, probably 40 all-inclusive resorts. I've lost count at this time. And I do honest reviews on resorts, so I do feel like I have a solid perspective. And the first area that you are going to see a major difference is in the rooms. And I know how important the room is to some of you guys out there when you're on vacation. And when you walk into a luxury all-inclusive resort, it should feel luxury. So the decor, design, fixtures, furniture, bedding, it should all look and feel high-end. There should also be a lot of little touches that impress you, whether it's a bottle of wine or champagne. Maybe they have a top shelf mini bar in there, a nice coffee machine like an espresso machine, but also maybe a beach bag that you can take home. I know Secrets does that, but also really nice toiletries, high-end ones like Lactane and Molten Brown. And then depending on what level luxury resort you are at, you can get concierge, butler service, turn down service. They're gonna put maybe little handwritten notes with chocolates on your pillow. All these little touches really makes a difference in the stay. Versus at a budget all-inclusive resort, the room might feel more dated, probably like a hotel room. Everything's a little bit more basic and you're not gonna get those nice little touches. Definitely not concierge or butler service. But this is where I wanna hear from you guys in the comment section. Let us know some room experiences at budget all-inclusives that exceeded your expectations, because I just came back from the Rio Ventura Cancun and I was pleasantly surprised. In fact, I did a whole review on this, so definitely check it out. It is a newer resort, but the room was like a 2-bedroom family suite, very hard to find, with a beautiful view. And yeah, it didn't have all those nice little touches at the luxury resorts that I've been to. But if you have to go budget friendly and the room is really important to you, then I would look at this resort, but also consider looking at some newer resorts, because I do think this makes a difference in the rooms. I want to thank Nomad Lane for sponsoring this video. And when you support my sponsors, you do support me, which is why I only partner with brands that I love and use. And these are my go-to for carry-ons. I love the origami tote. You see me all the time in my videos with the bento bag. And now they have sent me their new Seido packing cubes. And you guys know I'm always telling you to do a carry-on only to save time and stress. But using packing cubes really is the best way to do that. And I love these from Nomad Lane because they are lightweight. I love the little handle. They're water resistant, but they have the compression zipper. And that is key if you want to use packing cubes. So here in the big one, I have 3 days, tres noches worth of outfits. Yes, believe it or not. And with the compression zipper, it's going to flatten it all so you can save so much space in your carry-on. You can see the zipper is really high quality, easy to maneuver, and then it flattens it out. You can throw it in your carry-on. I even use it here in the origami tote a lot. It fits perfectly, but it comes with multiple sizes and a bonus laundry bag, and I'm gonna link everything here, really easy to find. Now let's talk about food. And this is it. This is where you are going to see the biggest difference between luxury and budget all-inclusive resorts. Because at a luxury resort, you're paying more to be there. You are definitely going to be getting better quality food because they are paying for better quality ingredients. But just the overall dining experience is going to feel more elevated and upscale, more like a high-end dining restaurant experience. You may even find celebrity chefs or chef-inspired menus, very unique dining options and a lot of different options. Also vegan, gluten-free, specialty items, and it's just really going to be on another level. And the service is going to feel more high-end, like a fine dining restaurant. Versus at a budget all-inclusive resort, the food quality is just less. The experience is inconsistent. They incorporate a lot of buffets usually, like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Even at the a la carte restaurants, they'll have some buffets, and they just don't have as many options. In terms of service, I don't think necessarily you're going to get worse service at a budget all-inclusive resort. In fact, I have been to some where the service has been a little bit better. It's just a different feel in the service that they're providing. And at budget all-inclusive resorts, sometimes they have less service. So for instance, I was just at the Rio Ventura. I keep talking about that one. And at the buffet, you just walked in. You didn't have to check in with anybody. There were servers, but basically most of it was self-service. Now, one thing I have learned over the years is that food is subjective. So I know I'm gonna have some people coming at me in the comment section saying, hey, I've been to this budget all-inclusive resort. The food was amazing. And in fact, I've been to some budget all-inclusive resorts where I thought the food was terrible and people were raving about it. I would just say in general though, this is the case. And if you are a foodie and the food is the most important thing to you when you are on vacation, you're definitely gonna wanna look at some of those premium and luxury all-inclusive resorts. And I love hearing from you guys in the comment section. Let me know some of your favorite all-inclusive resorts with the best food. Because one of the biggest questions I get is what's the best all-inclusive with the best food at the lowest price? And honestly, this really just is not a thing. If you have to go budget friendly, you are going to need to manage your expectations because if food is the priority, this is the area where these resorts usually fall short. Now, before I get to those 5 all-inclusive resorts that I think are the best bang for your buck, I want to go over just a few more differences between luxury and budget all-inclusive resorts. And one of the main ones is the liquor selection. So I think it's pretty obvious at a luxury all-inclusive resort, you are going to get top shelf and premium liquor choices. And some of these luxury resorts center the experience around their craft cocktail menus, their mixologists, their bars, like one had a speakeasy, one had a really cool sports bar, and just the whole experience is going to be elevated. But even more importantly, the types of liquor are going to be premium and top shelf. And I know how important that is for some people. Budget all-inclusive resorts, you usually find like the rail liquor. And some of these resorts, though, do have an option to upgrade to a club level where you can get better liquor. So that's usually an option, but then that usually puts this resort into more of a premium tier. That doesn't mean at budget all-inclusive resorts, they don't have amazing mixologists and bartenders and craft cocktails, because I have been to some where they are amazing. They have amazing flair. They're so much fun. They're fast. They're friendly. They are super experienced. But usually the bar experience in general is not going to be like this fancy experience, or they have all these specialty bars all around. So I would say just the biggest difference, again, is in the quality and type of liquor. Next, let's talk about service. And I think some people would just assume at a luxury all-inclusive resort that the service is going to be better. But in my experience, that has not always been the case. It feels different and there's a different vibe. It probably feels more polished at a luxury resort. I sometimes say even a little stuffy because the employees have to follow these protocols with hand gestures and things they have to say. And it feels like a little bit more strict. Maybe they're being watched over. And like I mentioned, maybe there's butler or concierge service. But for me, that doesn't make the service better necessarily. So it's just the kind of vibe that you might be looking for. What I'm looking for in service is really friendly employees. They remember your name and they're fast and really efficient. And I have found this at both budget and luxury all-inclusive resorts. Next, let's talk about the activities. And this is an area where I definitely think there is a difference, because at a luxury all-inclusive resort, the vibe tends to be more low-key, more relaxing. They have the wellness theme, and they're not really looking for that party vibe. They still have activities throughout the day, but the vibe is just going to be very different. So they still have the water sports, the volleyball, the water Zumba, but then the other activities are going to be more relaxed. So maybe poker, bingo, those types of things. In fact, one of my favorite experiences at a luxury all-inclusive resort was an ice bath experience, which was actually included. I did not have to pay extra for it. Facilities in general also tend to be more high-end. So for instance, the spa is definitely going to be more elevated, and the gym is going to have better equipment. Now at night, in general, you're not going to find a huge party vibe. Although I've been to a few luxury all-inclusive resorts where they have a disco, they have a speakeasy, and it can get really fun, but it's not going to be like that crazy party vibe if that's what you're looking for. Versus at the budget all-inclusive resorts, there tends to be more of a party vibe, especially during the day. You're going to find those pool parties. Again, I keep talking about the Rio because that's just where I came from, and they had so many fun, amazing activities all throughout the day, and it was very high energy. Now, that's not to say you can't find a budget all-inclusive that has a relaxing day vibe. Again, this is where you need to do your research and make sure you're reading those reviews, watching the videos, if you're working with a travel agent, that they pair you correctly. Now at night, again, it definitely tends to be more fun, more party, because that's what people are looking for in the budget all-inclusive resort. So they'll have the clubs, they'll have really high energy themes every single night and really fun shows. That still leaves the question, are luxury all-inclusive resorts worth the extra money? I think you figured it out through this video. It really just depends on what type of traveler you are, how you like to vacation. But I will say, if you are a foodie and the food is the priority, you should definitely go to a more premium luxury all-inclusive resort. Now, one thing I realized during my last trip to the Rio is that it's not worth it for me all the time to pay all that money to go to a luxury all-inclusive resort. One is I do travel a lot and go to these resorts a lot, so that makes a big difference. So if you are someone who gets to vacation often, this is something to think about, because maybe you just want to come in on a weekend, you just want to sit by the pool, sit by the beach, have a few drinks, have some fun, and the food is really not the priority. And in this instance, I think this is where you can get a really good experience at a budget all-inclusive. Another big thing that I realized during this trip is that if I am going to go budget friendly, I want to be at a newer resort. For me, that just makes a difference. I do not like a dated resort or dated rooms. So that's something to consider for yourself as well if you are currently looking to go to a budget all-inclusive. Now for the top 5 all-inclusive resorts that I think are the best bang for your buck. And I'm going to stick in the Cancun area. One is because I've been to more resorts there, but also I truly believe you get more for your money there and better quality. And again, this is just my opinion based on my experience. So I'm not saying absolutely go to these places and you're going to have the same experience, which is why I always love hearing from you guys in the comment section. Tell me some of your favorite all-inclusive resorts that you get the best bang for your buck. Number 1 is the Sun Palace. This is located in the hotel zone, and I have been there 3 times. I've done quite a few videos on them, and I just fell in love with this resort for a few reasons. One, it's very close to the airport, and since I travel usually for only 3 days and 3 noches, that is really important. I also loved that it's a more boutique resort. And so sometimes it might be a little too boutique for people because you do have sometimes a hard time getting chairs at the pools and things like that. Super easy to navigate, and I absolutely loved the beach experience here. They have beachside service, and again, it's on one of my favorite beaches, which is in the hotel zone. You can get some amazing pricing here. So sometimes you can get it for $300 a night for 2 people, or you can get member benefits if you work with a member, which I do, and I will put that information in the description. And a lot of travel agents don't recommend this one because Palace Resorts do not compensate travel agents very well for their resorts because they want you to work with their members. So sometimes it does fly under the radar. But for me, I just loved how close it was to the airport and the beach experience. Number two, I had to throw this one in there since I've been talking about it this entire video, is the Rio Ventura Cancun. This is a family all-inclusive resort in the hotel zone. It's newer, and you can get this for $200 a night, sometimes a family of four, under $300 a night, depending on the time of year. And I feel like for that price point, the value is there. Now, of course, there's limitations when you are in that price range, and the biggest one being the food quality. And I talk about that in the honest review that I did. It was maybe like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. But again, that is to be expected when you are choosing a budget all-inclusive resort. Number three is the Valentin Imperial Maya. And this is an adult all-inclusive resort in the Riviera Maya. And in terms of pricing, it kind of falls in between the budget and the premium, but you get a really nice experience. And I'm scheduled to go there this year, but I already know because I've had so many people go there and so many people recommend it and all the research that I've done that you can get really good food, cocktails, and it's really fun and just overall a good experience for what you pay. Four is Secrets Moshe. And I know some of you are gonna be like, what are you talking about? This resort is so expensive. But sometimes in the off season, you can get amazing deals here. I'm talking like $350 to $400 a night for two. And yes, off season, there's other things you have to deal with, maybe hurricanes and trip insurance. But if you've been wanting to really go to one of these luxury resorts, this is the way to do it. And I've seen some of the best deals at Secrets Moshe. And of course, I did an honest review there. And they have so many just amazing restaurants. The pools are outrageous there. And it is an amazing experience. Number five, I wanted to throw in another family all-inclusive resort, and that is the Iberostar, Lindo, and Maya. And I know how hard it is to travel with families. It's so expensive now, and this is a good budget alternative. Again, it comes with some downsides that you definitely want to look into. It might not be for every family, but I feel like for the pricing, the value is there. There's a water park, a ton of activities. The food is probably like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. But in general, anyone that I've known that has gone there with their family, they say they have a really good time for the price that they pay. I know there's a lot more resorts that give you a good bang for your buck. So I want to hear from you in the comment section. Let us know some of your favorites. If you need help booking any of these, all of that information is in the description. And I hope you liked this video. If you did, keep following, please subscribe, and definitely support the sponsors, Nomad Lane. They have amazing products that are all linked here. You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram, and I have a new Honest Resort review coming soon.